need a
My
break.
goal here is to just never work.
Ideally.
Just do podcasts with you guys.
I mean, that would be. I mean,
just be the third otter on this thing. Why is it called Sea Otter Town Hall?
You know what's great? You're the first person who's acknowledged the name
You're
of
welcome.
the show.
That's not true. There's someone else. We went over this one.
No, but
All right.
nobody's ever called it. They go, "What's the name of this?" And I go, "Sea Otter Town Hall." And they go, "Why?" But Zach actually just said, "What? I'm the third otter." That's a nice little fucking thing.
Well, I've won Dylan over. Mike, what's it going to take?
I don't know. We'll have
I
to
got to
see.
put my hand on your knee.
Dude,
I'm
we're-
ve-
we're-
I'm
dude,
very
we're all,
easy
We're
to be
all about
convinced.
ratings here. We'll see how the ratings come in.
All right.
So far, Adam Gully has had the most viewed podcast.
Oh yeah, the Go Man.
Because, well, we had
What did he do?
We had a clip that Kerrigan it went super viral on TikTok, and it had like crazy engagement, and it just brought a bunch of people over.
Nice.
Let's get this started because all this is good.
I know. Okay. All right. Do you want to introduce? Oh, it's also called Sea Otter Town Hall because my buddy Christian, who I started doing it with, just was like, let's call it something random, like sea otters in a town hall. And I was like,
It's the worst way to start a podcast.
Dude, that's how they named your mom's house.
Yeah, but that's
were like,
Tom
it's-
Segura.
So it doesn't
He's a
matter,
professional
dude.
world touring comedian.
Yeah, but who cares?
I
You
thought
know.
that was a poor shot at Zach Russell. I'm like, that didn't even make any sense. I don't know his mother or his mother's house.
But
Probably
yeah,
a nice woman.
honestly,
This is how little
that's,
Mike listens to podcasts.
that's how I
I
named it
don't.
because
I
I
don't
was
need
like,
podcasts.
not that much.
that's how I named it because I was like, oh, they just said they were like, just name it something dumb. It's nothing until it's something.
Sea Otter Town Hall.
Exactly.
You could say it in a really Boston accent.
That was another positive of it. All right. Mike, you want to introduce us?
Yes, welcome to the Sea Otter Town Hall podcast starring Dylan Krasinski, Mike Kerrigan, and our terrific guest this week, Zach Russell, everybody.
Yeah, baby.
What's
Welcome to the
up?
pod.
How you
Welcome
guys
to the pod.
doing? Good to be on the couch with you boys.
Yeah.
Smack in the middle.
It's great to have
Hot
you here.
seat.
Yeah, it is warm.
Like
It is warm
it
and
is
uncomfortable.
hot.
Yeah,
I,
did you guys? What's going on here?
We turned
You trying
the
to prep
temperature
me?
up before the guests.
Oh yeah, you try to smoke me out.
yeah, we really try to get it like a sauna in here. Hopefully, you'll take your clothes off.
That leads to
That's
the best interviews.
nothing better than a shirtless interview.
Three
I'd say.
sweaty men on a couch.
We keep asking. Nobody's doing it.
Yeah, I don't sweat either, so
Well, you need to not. No, you
don't
You don't
sweat?
sweat.
I can't
Do you
sweat.
pant like a dog?
no, I can. It takes a lot because what'll happen if I work out hard in the beginning before I'm in shape, I realize the reason I'll puke. It's because my body will not
You puke
break
before
into
you
a
sweat.
sweat. Like I'll work out, I'll be doing my full hour and a half workout, won't crack a sweat.
I feel like that's unhealthy. You might need to go to a
Puke
doctor.
twice.
Yeah, no,
Get back
it
out
would have
there.
to be like it has to be like really hot before I sweat.
Huh. Yeah, that does seem unhealthy.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's probably you're using all that
I
antiperspirant.
don't, you know me, I don't go near that stuff. You kidding me?
You know
Aluminum?
what? You told me not to use it, and I've never used it
You
since.
shouldn't. It stops your sweat glands. Very unhealthy.
Yeah.
Oh, with the aluminum.
I don't know if the aluminum doesn't help, but antiperspirant general, it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
unnatural to stop your.
I like
armpits
it.
from
I
sweating.
do like a lack of sweat in my armpits. I'll
Yeah,
take it
it's
elsewhere.
not it isn't the best look. I will give it. When I do see a sweaty armpit, you're like, it's not the greatest.
Dude, I was sweating. Not to really derail this, but I was sweating real bad yesterday when I got a haircut. Looking real good, dude.
3 minutes in, Dylan mentions the haircut.
I mean, I can't.
His
I
own
can't
haircut.
not, dude, because I'm walking around with pep in my step. I feel like a new man.
It looks good.
But thank you. I was fishing for a compliment.
I know. Let's move on.
Kerrigan's been with me for the last 12 hours. I've mentioned it 25 times.
Every 3 minutes, like
No,
it's new.
But I realized, dude, it was one of those where I got up from the chair at the end. Dude, my whole back was covered in sweat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were
it
you
was
nervous
a.
he was messing it up?
You know what? I wasn't, but I did have a whiskey. It was one of those ones where
In the chair, they give you
yeah,
a whiskey?
dude, it was a 3:30 haircut, and I rolled in, and I found this place because I was like, hey, I need to go get a haircut, and someone suggested it to me, and I was like, is it good? Like, what kind of barber? And he goes, it's a lot of gay men, and I go, perfect, I'm in. So I show up and I sit down, and he's like, hey, welcome. What are we doing today? And he goes, first of all, do you want a whiskey? And I was like, okay. So I just sipped on a bourbon.
Here's some poppers.
It was great, dude.
While you're getting a haircut?
Yeah. It was $50.
Here's a butt plug.
Which, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's actually installed in the chair, but I asked them
that's
to
good.
remove that.
That's very intolerant of you. Back to your point, Mike.
Yeah,
I
please.
think it's more acceptable socially for a woman to have arm hair than for anyone to have sweat stains.
Yeah, I mean, I'm against
Sweat stains are out.
I'm against women shaving. Period. I don't think they need to. I think it's a trick because women they're worried like, oh well, guys won't like me. But if they all unify, dude, guys will adapt. It doesn't matter. I'm not into facial hair, but anything else, right. It's not a popular opinion.
Yeah, it's not. I will say I don't
bad.
I don't mind arm hair. I don't mind a little arm hair. You can't.
I'm talking armpit hair. I'm sorry.
Armpit hair. I don't want.
I meant pit hair.
As much as I want to say
women's pit hair.
Yeah, as much as I want to say, hey, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. There's something that's
You're
unsexy.
not taking me home.
I like it.
Listen,
I think it's great.
If I'm out with a lady and she wants to put me in a headlock, what I want is a bald, smooth armpit. Okay, I don't want to feel little ticklers on the back of my neck when she's, wrestling me to the ground.
Shaving the armpit. Who came up with that? It's like not an easy thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It does seem like a smooth cavern that you can just 3 swipes and you're done.
I don't know. It seems very sensitive.
You really just made the armpit sound so sexualized by calling it a cavern.
I think you're sexualizing caverns.
Yeah, that is true.
Let's call a spade a spade, which I don't know if you're allowed to say that anymore.
What?
Spade a spade.
Why?
I think it's is it racial?
I thought it
nothing is, but pretty
You're
much.
right. Nothing is race.
Nothing is okay.
Race is a concept that we just agree on.
If you're going to ask people, they're like, is it okay for me to say that?
They're gonna say
I think
no.
like educated women will be like, well, first of all, you shouldn't be speaking ever.
Period.
Again, you're straight and white.
That's true.
Do I have to say anything else?
Yeah.
They think like it's only a matter of time before we're arrested. They say it like, we're just pushing our luck until like the cuffs come. They're like, he's straight and white over there. Get him. They're like, yeah, damn right.
Like you've been parked by a fire hydrant for weeks, and they're like, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Before a cop comes and tows you away.
I have heard that in arguments. Like a guy will make his point. She goes, you're straight and white. It's like game over.
You know what I like to say to them? I go, you're also straight and white.
That's true.
Literally, this girl that I'm seeing, she's like coming from a straight white man. I'm like, you are a white woman.
Yeah.
We're almost the same. There's one thing that we're different on.
You know what almost all serial killers have in common? They always say like pee in the bed and all that. White moms. White mothers. Key ingredient. Only a white mom can really raise a good serial killer. They got that cold, loveless, corrupt.
That's true. Other than that black guy from Atlanta.
Yeah,
what was his name?
I think if you look
John
into
Wayne,
it, I think
was it John Wayne Gacy?
No, John Wayne Gacy was
He's
a
the
white
clown killer.
Who's the black guy? Okay, well, but anyway,
Forrest Whitaker.
Is this
we
like
could
a
just
progress part? We're like, hey, everyone, we're diversifying serial killing.
What about that Asian guy?
It was he was the season 2 of Mindhunter. Mindhunter. If you watch it on Netflix, Mindhunter.
You're getting
He was
closer.
the main serial killer in Atlanta. And,
The big white guy?
No. He was like the one. They realized that he was a black guy because he was kidnapping like black children out of like these neighborhoods, and then they set up the way they found out. They set up had a white cop go in and be like, "Hey kids," to try to like get him in the car. Mm-hmm. And like literally as soon as they did it, the whole neighborhood was like, "What the fuck is this white guy doing?" And then they were like, "Oh,
there should be a black guy taking our kids."
Only like a guy who like looks like he fits in the neighborhood would be able to like lure these kids into the car, and then they found him.
That seems like kind of tenuous a connection.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a whole setup.
It could have been a more convincing white guy.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be only one of their own race. That could lure them into the car. It could just be he could have just been a bum-ass pedophile, you know?
That's true.
Do you guys, neither of you have cars, right? Do you have a car?
No.
You have a car? Okay.
No. You drove here.
I did drive here. I've been getting a lot of tickets.
I had a car once upon a time. The tickets alone were a deterrent.
It's upsetting.
I used to get tickets
never
all
have
the
any
time
comfort. I'm never at peace. I'd like wake up in the morning and you just get out of bed. You're like, oh, I got to move. Even when you don't.
Your threat level is always on.
You can be towed at any moment for no reason.
Yeah.
Your car's gone.
Yeah.
Where, what? You getting a lot of tickets?
Well, I'm getting some tickets, and I don't know. I wanted to run this by you guys.
Yeah, please.
If I lose, so first of all, how you guys doing money-wise? You comfortable? Don't disclose your... Mike is uncomfortable with the question.
I am comfortable, but I shouldn't be. Like a financial guy.
I get it.
Like, you're not comfortable. You're living in a delusion. You should be on panic mode every day.
You're comfortable in squalor.
What is the comfort level if I'm able to light money on fire for fun? Is that
High.
comfortable? Yeah,
That's
okay.
high.
Yeah.
High.
I'm not that, but I hope to be one day.
Okay, I was like, Jesus, Dylan.
No, I am the opposite of that.
We have to take a break mid-podcast for Dylan to jump into a room full of coins.
Yeah, I have that in my bathtub right now. It's actually just straight up gold.
Well, whenever I'm, fine, like, I don't really worry about money that much. I have a day job and stuff.
Zach,
but my point is,
brag about your money, brag about your wealth.
I brought my tax forms that I'd like to show. Where's the camera? It's right there.
Listen, that's one better than Trump. You know what I'm saying, Michael?
Not really. I think I'm
It's quite the
below.
pivot.
I'm below the taxable level. I mean, I don't know if that's
good.
a lot in my own mind. Like in reality, I should be.
All right. So you're not paying taxes.
Oh, no,
in
I
your
am.
personal. Okay.
But
Well, my point is
Yes,
that
please,
whenever I
keep derailing.
get a ticket,
Yeah.
or whenever I lose money in some way, I get a ticket, I literally lose it, like I lose my wallet or something. I immediately start scheming ways to get it back. Like not like work harder. I'm like, I'm like, I gotta sell a nude. Should I sell? I have a network to tap into. I can just make $50 right now.
So you're slinging.
Okay.
I'm slinging.
So hold on.
Yeah.
Does that mean you are selling nudes?
I'm not selling nudes. I'm selling pictures of my body that do not include my penis. Those are
Stop.
free for a preferential group.
Wait, hold on. So you're okay.
It all
Yes.
started when
Let's back
some
up,
of my
baby.
videos. I'll back up for 75.
Yeah, no, let's.
Some of my videos were shared online on Instagram by this page
You
called
want to give your
my Instagram,
Yeah,
Zach
give it.
Russell Comedy. Some of those Zach Russell Comedy videos were shared to an Instagram page called Raw Gay Memes. I don't know if you guys have seen my videos. I don't think I make raw gay memes.
I mean,
But
they're
that's
cavernous.
who's to say? Who's to say? But the folks at RGM saw my content and they were like, "That is close enough." So I got some people DMing me, some raw gay fans, who are just like asking for pictures of my body in exchange for money.
Wow.
It's crazy.
You're like Dirk Diggler.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm like
really,
the guy in Boogie Nights.
Exactly.
I don't
Dirk
even
Diggler.
have good feet though. Like
Dude,
these are
every woman almost that I talk to when you get into it, they're like, even the ones that are like, dude, I would never do that other stuff. They're like, oh no, I'm selling feet pics though. They're all
everyone is
feet
selling
pics.
feet. If you're not selling your foot, you're behind.
Interesting. Okay, so like, how many feet pics have you sold?
I'd say 10.
10 feet
10.
pics?
I've probably made several $100s from random.
Really?
Yeah.
How much money are you making per? Are they paying per foot? Are they?
Sometimes I'll do an
feeters?
armpit. I mean, this guy's a freak.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't care.
He wants some cavernous,
He wants some cavernous and he wants them full of hairy stalagmites.
Oh my god, dude!
Stalactites?
Wow, that was a nice pull, dude. Okay, geology.
Geometry?
Geology. Oh, that was a very sexual leg slap. I enjoyed it.
Dylan is sexualizing me to
I am.
no end.
Listen, only one
No
of
wonder
us.
you've never had a woman on this couch.
It would be this. I will say this is the most sexual podcast we've ever had.
All right. Well, I am talking about selling my body. There comes a time for every creative where they must decide if they will monetize their body. And it's not always a fair choice, Like, what would you sell, Dylan?
Me, I would sell feet pics, but I don't think people want my feet pics. I
Well,
got
what's
a whole
your
mess of
niche?
feet.
You're like a public defendant DILF.
Dude,
Are you still a lawyer?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Entertainment law now.
Really?
Yeah. I've been telling comics as I see them when they need help and work and stuff like that. But yeah, I work with a buddy of mine. We do entertainment law. We have a few comics that I help out and represent.
With contracts?
Contracts,
Cool.
trademark applications. So if you ever need any help.
Well, I might want to put in writing some of these feed arrangements.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that would be, I'm pretty sure that maybe is getting close to prostitution. I'm not positive, but
Sex work is work.
I agree, but legally there is a gray area.
Mike, you would have a market. You're a redheaded guy.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
No, I'm just saying that you could
If someone
you wanted.
even asked me, I would just send them a picture of like psoriasis. I'd be like, is this what you're into, big guy? Here's some dry skin.
I bet there are
some flaky Irish skin.
Yeah.
For me, I bet there's some freaks out there who would want me to like eat a cheeseburger shirtless.
Yeah, and like
they would
fart
be
into a cake.
Yeah, be
Dude,
like
there's so
real
many
into
weirdos.
that.
Like there's just guys who would hate you, but they like love hate you, and they'd be like, "Yeah, eat that cheeseburger, you piece of crap. Look at them."
You fat piece of shit. Now
They
put
pay
the
you to eat
chocolate
yourself
sauce.
to death.
Yeah, that's what they want.
That's when it gets weird. When you get the live comments, you got to do what you want, like
Oh my
chocolate sauce.
God. Dude, you're like the girl from Euphoria.
Yeah, I'm not doing cam shows.
We're worried about you, Zach.
I can see that.
I'm concerned.
This is I don't want to see you like. I just don't want to hear you like. Well, tonight I'm going down to this factory. I met through like the feet connection, and then it's like.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, this is how it starts.
I'll be in a glass box.
Yeah, I don't want to. We don't want that to happen.
They're gonna start wanting thigh pics, and then we all
creeps
know.
Up. And he's just trying to do his tight five. They're just like,
all my fans are just like salivating. I can pack out a theater, but everyone's jerking off. This isn't what I wanted.
Oh God, yeah,
this isn't my dream.
You're just the opposite of Pee Wee Herman. Just everybody's jerking off at you.
That's funny. So
the world has changed.
It's changed.
I mean, look at how much trouble Pee Wee Herman got in trouble for that, and now it's like we got Epstein Island. That shit is nothing.
Right.
It is crazy how much trouble he got in for really just doing.
It was a big story.
What
jerking off.
People did.
Let's be clear. Let's be honest. In a porn theater, he was just jerking off.
I guess. Yeah, something up to that.
I don't think it's wrong.
No, because I think that I have no idea, but my understanding, it was in the like early 90s, like pre-internet, and my understanding is like that's what people did in those theaters. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I
wouldn't
watch.
do
It's
it.
weirder to just watch.
True. I agree.
Yeah.
Actually, this kind of segues into this other thing I wanted to talk about.
I feel like, we're ready to do that, but I want to dig more into this.
You want to dig more into the feet stuff?
Yeah.
I'm done with the feet. Let's move away.
No, Mike's uncomfortable, which is...
I'll slap you in the legs.
What kind of... I just want to know, like, because it's obviously like 10 people that have hit you up. Are they...
No, it's just really just like 2 or 3.
Okay. Well, like, they just hit you up randomly and they're like, hey, I like you.
Yeah,
Can
this
you send
guy
me
is
pictures
really
of your
into
feet?
being like financially dominated. He's like, I got $78 in my account. Do you want it all? And I'm like, sure.
I mean, I'll tell you, I would take them for everything.
Buddy,
I would be like, give me everything you have.
This guy, I'm trying to do a bit about this now, but the first pic I ever sent him of my foot, he was like, the first thing he said, he's like, have you ever gotten a pedicure? Which I thought was kind of rude.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, good foot. He was like, we have work to do. I thought it was very rude.
That's
and
funny.
I went to get a pedicure, and then I sent him the bill for it because he said you'd pay for it.
Wow.
And then this is crazy. He sent me back. He's like, hey, I didn't know you were going to go so soon. Could you actually give me a few days until my next paycheck comes in?
I would have been like, no, you piece of shit.
No, I'm like, you're poor? What the fuck? I was taking money from a rich person, I thought.
Oh, that's hilarious. God, imagine living paycheck to paycheck and being like, I gotta go do a shift at Burger King so I can get this guy's feet.
So I can afford this guy's cavernous pit. It's awful. And I felt really bad about it, actually. I was like,
oh, that's so
I don't accept EBT. I'm sorry. I don't want to exploit you.
That's only for edible products. Sorry.
But I think he likes it. So he Venmo'd me. He was like, he sent $78.
Wow.
And the caption was, keep me at zero, daddy. It's crazy.
My God.
It's crazy. Mike hates this.
Yeah, he's uncomfortable.
It's just a bad turn for society here. I mean,
All
it's
right.
all around.
I'm okay with it, dude. Capitalism, baby.
I don't think this has to do with capitalism.
Dude, you're the same as AOC selling those sweatshirts.
What's she doing?
What?
When she was selling those tax the rich, or you remember
She
that?
is the
Oh,
rich.
but she is the
She was
rich.
selling those sweatshirts tax the rich, and it were like $100 a sweatshirt. And the guys from what's the one, Shark Tank, were like, oh fuck yeah, like let's team up, this is great, you're a capitalist now, like, and he was like, behind every socialist is a capitalist. And
Gotcha,
it was very
gotcha.
funny.
Oh, yeah,
Behind
yeah.
every comedian is a foot salesman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say that probably what's the percentage of men
30.
and women who are on OnlyFans or some type of
30. I think 30% have sold a body part
Of
for
comedians?
cash. Yeah.
I believe it.
I would say, yeah, at least. I mean, there's a lot of other schemes going on.
Blood, semen, plasma.
Mike's holding out. Blood, dude, if we're talking about
Bone
donating,
marrow.
yeah, particulates, it's 50.
A draw?
What?
50 like a draw?
No,
I wonder.
no.
I would sell my blood. Okay. What was the next? What was the? Let's transition.
All right.
Which is what I said.
I
to
am
my
now
parents.
the first woman on the podcast.
The what?
I'm now the first woman on the podcast.
Well, you're warming us up with all this like selling of
Yeah.
body parts.
I'm kind of I'm the starter woman you need for your podcast.
Yeah, we would love to have a lady on the pod, but I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have to like sit. Mike and I are gonna have to sit together because this feels way too
It's too cast couching
crowdy.
type shit. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not ideal for a setup.
Are you having a good time, Mike? Am I talking too much?
No, you're supposed to be talking.
Okay, great.
You're the guest.
Just wanted to check in.
I'll balance back in,
All right. I just want to make sure everyone's having fun.
Calibrating.
It seems like it's just me and Dylan.
Feet selling.
That's kind of what it is typically.
Oh, that's good.
Me and the guest will talk, and then Mike will come in with just some wild story out of nowhere.
Yeah, you're the curmudgeonly sniper.
Yeah,
So like,
exactly.
the world's going to shit.
So tell the audience, you're a comedian.
Yes, I'm a comedian.
Boston?
Started in Boston. Met both you guys in Boston. I've been doing stand-up for like 6 years, 6.5.
Yes, I think I may have actually met you after I'd moved to New York.
I think actually this is what I wanted to get into is we all shared a weekend together.
That's the first time I remember it.
Yeah.
In a cabin in New Hampshire with, I think, including us, 11 other comics.
There's a lot of people there.
A lot of dudes.
All
A lot
dudes.
of guys.
Sea Otter Town Hall.
That's
That's where it all started. A lot of guys.
That's where we pluck from our guest pool on.
And Dylan was real keen on ordering strippers for the boys.
All right. Well, we're in the middle of the woods. What else are you gonna do? Dude?
A lot of other things. We could have started a fire. We could have told stories, roasted marshmallows.
We did all those things.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, there was.
It was an
marshmallows.
option. I mean, you tell your version, and then I'll tell mine.
I will tell my version. Well, Mike, were you in or out on the strippers? You were.
I was out.
You were out. Yeah, you were out.
But
you were there to do mushrooms,
dude.
Well, I
Because
don't know if I
Mike
was
is
there to
To
drinking.
hang out. No, you were there to hang out.
They happened. So
Yeah.
like I'm not in the mood for strippers aren't a mushroom activity for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, I remember at one point that weekend said, I think you came to the group and you're like, I just did more mushrooms than I've ever done.
Yeah, that was true.
And you were like standing in the woods. I mean, weren't you just standing in the woods like a tree?
No, I was having a lot of fun. But then people on cocaine like bothering me, like asking me questions, like trying to be like deep. I'm like,
What'd
dude,
you
you're
see,
out of your
dude?
mind.
What'd you see in there?
I just remember walking into a room at some point, and like 10 minutes earlier, Mike was like, "Oh, I just drank this whole cup of shrooms tea."
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, "Oh, you just take a little capful." And Mike's like, "I had a glass." And then I walk in the room, and he's literally standing like a foot from the wall, just staring at the wall, and just like looked like he was so enthralled in what the wall was doing. And I was like, "Oh boy, I
remember someone made some sort of a meal, like taco salad.
Oh, God. Artie
and they
made
were
some.
trying to push it on me, and it was glowing, like radioactive. And I was like laughing. I'm like, dude, I'm never eating that. They're like, dude, just eat it. They're trying to.
It's good. He put it was like a weird
ranch dressing
tortilla
or
burrito lasagna with Thousand Islands, like
yes.
pink glowing ooze.
Yeah,
to
that
you,
was
to
what
all of us.
Put me over the top.
It was glowing for everybody.
Okay, good.
It was not just the mushrooms.
Yeah, it was radioactive, actually.
Didn't you make the tea? You're acting like Mike dosed himself with an
No,
unknown.
he made the tea.
I made
You
the tea,
made
but
the
no one
tea.
else wanted.
Oh, no one else wanted
These guys
it.
were
I
like,
sipped some.
Yeah, they sipped some, so I just
Right, you
finished
downed it. Yeah, and then you're at the beach. I
That
don't
was
know.
fun. I like the beach.
Yeah,
That was fun.
that was a fun
Lake.
trip. I enjoyed
It was
that.
a very fun trip, but I think the first night was it the first night or the second night?
The first night it got brought up, and then the second night, like during the day
seed
at the
was
beach.
planted.
Well, yeah, no, because we were. I've done that a few times for bachelor parties. There's this company in New England, Shamrock Entertainment. I'll give them a shout out.
Yeah.
That will. You call them, and then they'll just send like strippers and usually like a bodyguard, which is also super fun because like the person, man or woman, is usually super cool, and they just like change the money and everything. But it's not like it's literally like two women come, and then you like play games. Like they'll do like a show, and then they'll have like. They'll do like party games with you.
Yeah, and by party games, he doesn't mean like Twister. He means like, I'll put a dildo in me and you can do a ring toss for $150.
Things get,
Things like that.
Yeah,
games, party games.
Funniest thing though about this, I don't know if you remember this, is one of the guys. I won't mention him yet because he hasn't been on the cast. But
Yeah.
he put on, instead of, they were like, just put on music to dance to. He put on an audio of some like insane sketch that he made that like never worked, and the girls were like, what the hell is this? We need music. And he's like, listen, I don't know. He was like very aggressive about shut up.
Yeah.
What was the name of that thing?
Benny's Boy.
Benny's Boy. He had Benny's Boy on.
Oh God.
So funny. Like who? No one would do
That was the
It was a wild situation, and I don't even think a lot of people wanted strippers. I think people just wanted to fuck with strippers, which is not a good reason to get strippers.
Absolutely not.
Next time we get strippers, no stripping. We're gonna make them watch shitty sketches.
We're gonna make
that we've
them
made.
make sketches with us.
Yeah,
That would be
They'd be
funny.
Like, this is the hardest we've ever worked.
Do it again. Can we get another clean take of that?
Yeah.
We'll get them on the pod. That's what we'll do. We'll just make them watch a bunch of episodes of the pod and then be like, hey, do an episode with us. That would be fun.
Keep your clothes on.
Well, we were all split as to whether to get the strippers. And I'm telling the story on stage because it was a ridiculous. I am.
Okay.
Good.
It's going okay, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there were 13, and 8 of us wanted to get strippers, and then the other 5 wanted to watch a movie. So, of course, we got strippers. But it was very torn. It was like, we didn't want to pay.
I remember.
We didn't want to pay the money, and it was very expensive. It was going to be like, for all of us, if we all split it, like
it was like $50 a person.
But if we didn't all split it, it was going to be like 70. And you were like, no, subsidize my boner. Come on, guys. Let's all chip in.
It was, I remember, okay, someone brought it up the night before about like talking about strippers. And I was like, oh, I've like been on bachelor parties in New Hampshire, Vermont, in the woods. Or at like hotel where they come. They'll like come and it's like a fun time. It's like kind of just adds to a party atmosphere. It's like an hour and a half and then they leave. Whatever. So we were talking about it. And then the next day I was like, dude, would anybody be interested in that? And I kind of just threw it out there as an idea. And people were like, at the beach, dude, I would say majority of people were like, yeah, like I'm into that. I'm into that. So then we get back to the house.
It really divided the cabin, though.
It did.
Because literally we became divided between the haves and the have-nots, the people who were going to chip in, and then the people who were not, like me, like Ian, like Terrence, who was too poor, so we kind of let him off.
Yeah.
I think you didn't want to chip in, or maybe you said you would because it would be fun.
I don't know if I did or not. I don't think so.
I actually did, even though I didn't. But so, like, the strippers arrive, and like we're in the kitchen, the people who are not allowed to touch them.
No,
and
there was no there.
Yeah,
that was no. It
we
was
signed
a whole
an entertainment contract.
Dude, that was
that was your start in entertainment law.
No, I remember. I put up all the money, and I was like, yeah, like whoever wants to pay me pays me. And most people did not.
Most people did not, and they were
which
like,
is fine.
8 dudes
whatever.
in sweatpants because you're like, we got to feel it more. So
That's
let's get into
so
sweatpants.
weird, dude. I remember there was like one guy in particular that I won't mention did that, and I was like, that's fucking so weird.
I thought you were a proponent of that. I'm
No, I was
vilifying
not,
you
dude.
as the ringleader
Dude,
for everything.
This is no, dude. Listen,
I just
I'm
admitted to that. I
I'm
don't
a
think you're that.
fun. If strippers are at the party, it's a very fun atmosphere.
I know, Dylan.
There
That
was
is your
one-
energy, but that was not the energy of everyone at that party.
No, which was
They're playing sketch comedy.
bad.
They're making people uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You know. But I was 22, so my whole experience. I mean, I was a little embarrassed.
Oh, I remember.
It was
your
pretty bad
experience.
because I was like dating someone who I loved very much, and I was like, "Is this cheating? I don't know what this is." And I was like a young, stupid.
Yeah, I remember.
Boy.
You left,
And I got so uncomfortable that I went upstairs and just started watching Bones on Netflix or something.
Didn't you call your girlfriend?
I don't know if I called her. I think I was like texting her. I was like a bitch. I was being a huge bitch.
Honey, there are strippers here.
I'm on mushrooms and there's women getting naked and I love you.
I'm staying behind the kitchen cabinets, but I'm looking.
Luke Tuma literally came upstairs and was like, "You good, bro?" And I'm eating chips. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm having a better time."
Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Listen. It was and then people were not into it, but I remember the guy being there. That guy was like super fun. Do you remember the guy?
I do remember the guy. He was like a 60-year-old man with a gun.
Yeah,
and I didn't think he was very fun.
Oh, I thought he was fun.
Well, I guess you were talking to him about
I was
business.
chatting. Yeah, we were. That's the thing, is because a lot of the times, like when the strippers will like put on a show, and then like they kind of do like dances for people, but then like the person who's there, the security guard, you can be like, "Hey man, like tell me about your life. How do you become like the driver of strippers?" And then you just dig into their lives, and they're like, "Oh yeah, one time these guys tried to do this and I had to point a gun in their face," and they have all these crazy stories. So that's kind of half the fun.
Well, that's not how it was pitched to me.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You didn't tell me all of the side quests I needed to accomplish when the strippers arrive. You got to talk to the guy about his life.
Yeah, it's super fun, But yeah, no, people were.
But we're literally in the kitchen watching everyone get lap dances, and the strippers are looking at us because they have no idea what's going on. They're like, "Why are you guys not?" And we're like cheering you guys on, but we're not. We're like, "No, I'm good. I had strippers earlier."
Yeah, I'm full.
I'm full.
That was a wild night. I remember one of the funniest parts about that was they called after we all left and we cleaned up.
Oh my god, yeah.
The lady called Artie.
Yeah. The Airbnb lady.
Yeah, so mad
she was
about
pissed.
various things. And one of them, she's like, where are the china dishes? And Artie goes, "Oh yeah, they're in the top drawer of the bedroom." So she just comes in, there's cocaine all over the china. Like,
So
when you
bad,
have a plate in the top drawer, I think you know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So
But at least they weren't broken.
Where are all the spoons? They're under our beds.
Who keeps
Sorry.
China dishes in Airbnb? Paper plates only. Let these savages figure it out.
That's right. I don't. Yeah, that was. Oh God. Yeah, those people got so angry at Artie. I remember, like he didn't throw the garbage away properly. Yeah, that was a mess.
I think they should expect that from a group of guys. It could have been a lot worse.
We were fine. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was that really divided the night. I feel like that was the thing. Everybody said they were.
It became a financial conflict.
Somebody broke a chair and tried to blame it on me. I'm like, dude, this is obviously some huge goon.
Fat Kerrigan.
Yeah, no one believed it. They were like,
again.
dude, you picked the small. Out of all the people here that would have sat and broke a chair, it's not me.
Yeah.
I don't remember who did that, though.
I don't either. I remember one of the guys, which we don't need to name, was getting pretty aggressive with the strippers.
Yeah, I think we all know who we're talking about here.
We might all know who.
The person that we've mentioned and unnamed 4 times already.
Yeah.
The nameless guest.
That was the most. See, that was the entertainment for me.
That was entertaining. That was the most fun because I think they were giving him a lap dance and he spanked one of them. And the guy that you were talking to, Dylan, popped his head up from your enthralling conversation and was like, hey, no touching.
He was also the guy who was, he started giving them posture recommendations by screaming. He's like, arch your back.
Yeah.
Stand up straight.
Do you remember? So one of the
he was their dance coach. You're never gonna make regionals with that posture.
Do you remember? So they usually pick one guy to be like the bachelor. There was no bachelor there, obviously. So they picked one guy.
We were all bachelors that
exactly.
night.
Well, some of us. Some of us had girlfriends.
I was jerking off in my own tears upstairs.
It's lubricant.
I love you. To clothed images of her, my girlfriend.
Can you send me nudes? And she's just sending you like
full
a
winter jacket,
tank top,
I
full
love it.
jacket.
I love you.
Oh my god, dude.
Jerking off to your energy.
Yeah, well that was my favorite part when they were like, "Oh, you want to be the bachelor?" And what they do is they just beat the shit out of that person. Do you remember that? They whipped him with a belt.
I think they did that because of what he was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they always
They do that
shit
at every
out of
show.
the Bachelor.
They do it at every show.
Well, they spanked him hard with his own belt.
It was way harder, but then he got so sad and was like, "This sucks," and went outside, dude.
Yeah. He got so butthurt.
That was my favorite part, honestly. Oh god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well,
dude.
it took 3 hours for the strippers to arrive. So in the meantime, everyone started doing cocaine, which
Yeah,
we're like,
and
this will help
mushroom,
with
and
patience.
It was,
We'll all be able to wait.
I'm just sitting there anxiously, oh man, I hope I hope this will be fun for everybody.
I was hoping that they wouldn't show up. At 12:30 a.m., I was like, they're not coming.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, they arrived.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a trip, huh? That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But that's how I met you, Mike, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the first
where
time
we properly met.
Yeah, so I was already in New York by then.
Yeah.
But that was almost all Boston guys at that time.
I think it was.
And
yeah.
almost a majority of them ended up moving to New York. You, a bunch of them. Almost everybody.
Most of them.
Almost everybody. Yeah.
What else is going on?
What else is going on? Yeah, I do have some other stuff.
Yeah. Well, we
do
wanted
you guys
to
wanna
tell
talk
this
about?
story. So,
Please,
dude,
please.
So you've been spending time in the West Village. We talk about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the trains in the village is just crazy. Just homeless guys, vagrants. And Mike, do you want to tell the story about what happened the other night? So we run a monthly show at the Comedy Shop, and we're hanging out there. This last one got canceled because there was no one there. But we're hanging out outside, and this guy fucking comes up to us, and he asks one of the other comics for a cigarette, and he's like, "Yeah, sure," thinking it'll go away, and then he just smokes it with us. It's just standing there smoking a cigarette. And do you want to tell it, Mike?
Yeah. So this guy Dylan's up with a couple other people. I'm down the hut, down whatever. So he walks over to them, gets a cig. And then there's one female in the group, and he just starts talking kind of to the group, but really, I guess now looking back to the female, and Dylan just starts answering, because this guy's aggressive. He's not, the people, they're all he's not they're not oh, is this guy cool, but whatever.
Right.
And
but Dylan's
Dylan answers.
A new friend.
And he's like, did he swear? He goes, he's like, shh, I'm not talking to you.
Well, because at first I'm we're all looking at our phones, waiting for this guy to walk away.
Yeah.
And then I was he's like, "Oh, you comedians?" And I was like, yeah, we all are. And I look back at my phone. He's like, "Do you like it?" And I was like, yeah, it's fun sometimes. And he's like, "No, do you like it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's fun." And he goes, "I'm not fucking talking to you."
Yeah, real
and
aggressive.
I look, and he's just staring at the female comic that we're hanging out with.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, I get what's happening right now."
I knew he was crazy when a guy walked by with bananas, like a regular guy.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he goes, yo, F your bananas to the guy. And then he looked at me like it was a joke. He's like, you like that? And I'm like, no, that was crazy.
So yeah, dude, this guy was like mentally ill, just like. And
is
then,
he new to the city? Because usually homeless people. Is he homeless?
I don't know. I
Hard
think
to
he's
tell.
just a drunk. He's not homeless because
Okay.
he did have a drink inside of the bar, which usually the guys, you know, the regulars,
They don't get that
They
far.
don't go in. But yeah, this guy, he kind of was also like following us after we left. We went to the other club around the corner, and he was kind of like loosely following us, seeing us. But a buddy of mine who was one of our other comic friends was there again in the city last night, 2 days later, and he texted me. He goes, dude, remember the guy from the other night? I just watched some dude beat the shit out of him on West 4th.
Dude,
It was coming.
I think I know who that is.
Coming, dude.
I think I know who
Yeah,
beat the
last
shit
night
out of
he got knocked out.
Oh, well, this is another story. I keep hearing stories about people getting beat up on Bleecker Street. Like some comics, this guy stole one of these comics' phone who has also been to jail, so he's like a tough guy.
Yeah.
And they ran after him, tackled him, beat the shit out of him. And like right in front of the show, like right when their show that they were producing was about to start. It was like 7:59 and the guy stole
so
his phone
funny.
and they had to beat him up efficiently, get the phone back, and then go in and start the show. And they also tried to beat him up like a block away.
Yeah, well, there's a lot
the
of
venue.
it's just, I don't know, man. It's really, I feel like they encouraged it for 3 years, and now this is what you're gonna get.
Well, it is kind of. I feel like Bleecker, especially, has turned into this like street of just self-policing, which because there's no cops in the West Village, so you have all these like drug dealers who actually are. They kind of keep the peace, dude. They anytime like people come in and fuck with the bouncers, they beat the shit out of them. So I've seen that, dude.
Really?
Where like I've talked to the bouncers at some of the clubs there, and they're like, yeah, all these guys who like sell drugs on the street, they police it. They want to keep like the area cool and safe.
Right,
So
a little
like
shadow government.
kind of when these like rich kind of drunk pricks come in, and they start like hassling the bouncers, hassling the comics, like these fucking drug dealers, lack of a better word. Civilian officers
getting offended.
Civilian officers just come in and they beat the shit out of these people.
Vigilante detectives.
Dude, I showed up a couple weeks ago, and as I showed up, the bouncer was like, "Oh, you missed a fight." Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, this guy was hassling me, and you know, these three guys, and all of a sudden, like across the street, they just swarmed in and beat the shit out of them, and they were like, "Don't fuck with these guys."
Yeah.
Dude, bro, it's these insane policies they put in place. Insane, and I'm just gonna say straight up because they're Democratic policies. But
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with they allowed it for 3 years. Let's dive into that.
It is total madness. It's totally deliberate on purpose. Like the shit guy, you guys know about him? The guy who jammed shit in a like 65-year-old woman's face.
Whoa.
No.
Well, he did it down the subway. It was a pretty big story. It went viral. And he didn't just jam it like this. He had it in a bag, like took the back of her head, jams it, like repeated jams of human crap.
His
so
own?
he's out 3 hours later
Repeated jams is usually what I
on
listen
Facebook
to
Live.
Spotify.
On Facebook Live, threatening all women. He goes, "Yeah, that's right. That's what you get." And you think that's the beginning? That's not the end. He had assaulted.
Just the beginning.
He'd hit the Jews up first, like a week before. Then he did the shit lady. They let him out 3 hours later, and then he went right out. And I don't know who he just started attacking people. So they know, like as a cop, when you bring that guy in, you know certain people. You go, the second this guy gets out, he's attacking people, and they let him out. So he was on, and I realized, okay, why is his apartment so nice, and why does he have a phone? Why is he on Facebook Live? Dude, they put him in a hotel. That's what I looked in the background.
What are you? Who is this guy?
This guy is.
Is this Epstein's nephew?
No, this is one of these random like New York, kind of like the guys who were attacking the Asians.
New York
they let
vagrants.
them out immediately.
I don't know about the guys who are attacked. What demographic is that?
They're homeless, vagrants, whatever.
Yeah. What do you mean they put him in a hotel? Oh, because he's homeless?
Yeah, so he's in
During COVID,
he's
yeah.
someone put him up in a hotel. Like he just got out of jail. You can tell like this guy doesn't have money.
Right.
And I realized, oh, he's in a homeless hotel.
Right.
So they're really pretty much powering these guys up to do that.
Well, yeah. Did you know that
They're giving them
during,
places to rest, gather their strength, go shove shit in
Like
the lady's
these guys
face.
who are beating the hell out of Asian people, if you look at them, dude, they've been arrested like 10 times in a row for violent assaults.
Mm-hmm.
This
And we're just
year.
giving them strength.
We're just putting them back out. It's amazing. Like, I'm glad, even like as an alcoholic, if you're out drinking and blackout, like you get thrown in the tank, you're like, it's kind of a good thing to sober up. Now, dude, they be kicking my ass back on the streets. I'm like, I'm going to get arrested again? Like, I'd say that to them. They're like, let me off. Like, here, I'm like, I'll see you soon.
Have you been arrested, Mike?
Only one time my whole life.
What was it for?
Smoking weed behind the pair like a week before it became legal.
Wow.
Can you tell that story? That is such a fun story.
You got arrested for that?
Dude, I never would have got arrested if I knew it was illegal. I thought it was legal, or I would have ran. I thought the cops were asking me because they rolled up so quick, like in a car, like skidded. I go, they must be looking for like a murderer, and they walked up to me, and I was like, hey, how's it going? What's going on, guys? And like, oh, what is going on? And I'm like, nothing, man. And they're like, what's in your hand? I'm like, a blunt. And he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, that's illegal. I go, I think you're wrong. I think it's not illegal. And he's like, hands behind your back. I was like, is this like a joke? Dude, arrested me, put me in the squad car. Then he got in the back seat, and that's where I actually did say something. I go, dude, are you supposed to be back here with me? Like sitting like we're buddies? I'm like, dude, aren't you supposed to be in the front? He's like, well, no, sometimes it's like this. And he was just trying to like be my friend. He's like, yeah, I'm letting you off easy. And I was like, this is the maximum amount you're legally allowed to do. There's no more you can do.
Yeah.
And he's like, so where'd you get the stuff? I'm like, what stuff? The weed? He's like, and I'm like, homeless guy, whatever. And then he's like, are you on K2? I'm like, no, you just arrested me with real weed. I'm not smoking K2. He's such a loser, dude.
Yeah, because you were in Boston, where you thought where it was legal.
Huh?
He was in the back seat with you?
Right beside me, and I did say something about it. Yeah. I didn't feel safe. I was like, dude, aren't you supposed to be in the front? Like I was already handcuffed.
And they brought you to jail?
Yeah, and I was out in 45 minutes.
That's crazy.
The guy who booked me said to the guy when he had it and he looked and he knew what I was being booked for, he looked at the other cops. He goes, are you effing kidding me? He was so mad at the other cop.
Yeah,
he's like, what a waste of time. The guy was such a loser.
Yeah, you know how much paperwork they got to do for that? They got to write up a whole report. They got to process you. Dude, that's like 3 hours of work.
They knew it was legal in like a week. It was at that time.
Yeah.
So it was just a waste of...
Just a victory lap. Honestly, Dylan, that sounds like you if you became a cop. You're like, half the fun of becoming a cop is sitting in the back and talking to these guys.
Yeah, vibing with them, hearing their stories. Hey, I know I'm arresting you, but what else have you been up to?
What else is up?
I won't hold it against you. Just tell me your stories.
Yeah.
I want to hear your tales.
Yeah. You don't read them the Miranda rights. You're just like, so what's going on?
Yeah, just, don't worry. I will throw all this out.
Did you see the kids break in to the jewelry store in the middle of the day in Queens with sledgehammers?
No.
Like 3 days ago?
What news are you
what news are you watching?
I don't know, dude. I mean, we should
CNN
trade.
will just show it shows like a happy picture in the park. Then you go over here, it's just homeless guys like just burning the city down. Yeah, these kids just rolled up. Like there's people like with their dunks, because it's like 9:30, 10. It's not even, that early. And they just roll up with sledgehammers and get through the bulletproof.
I saw an execution happen, not live, on
in Rockaway, right?
Yeah, dude.
That was scary.
That was scary.
Wait,
because
what?
that other
Two
guy
people
didn't
are
see it
walking,
coming.
just like talking. One guy lingers back and then pulls out a gun, shoots him in the head.
Like two guys, two friends. Looked like,
whoa.
Obviously
When did that
not
happen?
Friends, but
Yeah.
like a couple days ago.
I don't watch
Plot
the news.
twist, not
ever.
No,
friends.
I watch. You can't get it.
I was
I
on
watch.
Reddit. I wasn't,
I'm on these little things on YouTube where you get to see what's really going on in the city. So I really have a good idea of where it's going down. In that it's still underreported. I don't tell some people because they get nervous.
They get scared.
But it is.
You're on Citizens YouTube.
Straight up not safe in the subway. It's not even close.
You know what? I've noticed that a lot of comics that I feel like are a little more like street smart than I am have been telling me when they say they're like, all right, see you later. And they say, be safe.
I hear
which
be
is
safe.
a weird. I've just only started hearing it the last few weeks.
I've been getting it.
Is
the whole
comics
time.
saying be safe?
I've been getting it all.
Hey,
COVID.
see you later. Be safe.
Well, COVID is
but
one thing.
It's not. It doesn't sound like a COVID thing. It sounds like the city is dangerous and you look like a target.
You might not make it back.
Yeah, it's not.
Kenny at the Pair was like, "What's up, man? Yeah, have a good night. Be safe."
Yeah, that's one. He's one of the guys who's been
be
saying
safe
it.
Proponent.
A bunch and yeah, I'm like, oof, this is.
A lot of people don't take the subway that I talk to, like females, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely shouldn't. That's a good idea. If you can afford it, why bother? It is. The thing is, like I always joke about, if it goes down, you're
safe.
If it goes down, you are on your own, pretty much. I've seen things go down. Sometimes people will step in. I've stepped in a couple times.
Yeah.
For women, usually that's all it takes is for you to step in, and
any
now
resistance.
He has an obstacle. He's like, do I really want to go? Because he's not getting the girl anymore. No matter what happens, he's getting a fight. The girl's gonna scam her away, and it'll be up to.
Well, dude, that's what we said about that guy we were talking about who came over and it's 5 comics and 1 female comedian. I was like, in what world does this guy think that he's gonna be like, oh yeah, do you want to go for a walk and have a coffee? And she's gonna be like, okay. In what world in his mind?
I will
is that
say,
happening?
and I'm not on that guy's side at all. He definitely alphaed you guys. So like,
are you kidding? No, I think I alphaed him back.
He bird dogged you?
Yeah, but he just what I mean is like when he came in, he was just like, I'm only talking to the women. I have no respect for the men around you. Screw you.
That is pretty hot.
Well, I mean, I think when you're on crystal meth, that
like if
just
he was
becomes...
a good-looking, not homeless guy, that girl would have been like, he's such a jerk. Hold on, and just run after him. I hate that guy. Hold on a second, guys.
That's funny.
You know what we should talk about is it recently got brought up as toxic femininity.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, because it's new, and I'm pushing it out there.
Okay.
Like Jada Pinkett Smith would be a toxic female.
All right.
And I didn't even get to. I didn't really think about this, but I guess in certain like urban areas, especially, that's a huge problem. And I never knew that is women that are out there swinging around town will be like, this guy is a problem, and then there's a lot of killings because of like Jada with Will. Will thought that was a funny joke. Right. Jada didn't. Now, anyone who defends Jada and she's like this and that, if you get the other camera footage also on my little YouTube side things, she's laughing her head off when Chris gets smacked. Loved it.
So you're saying that she did that just to test Will?
No, I don't think she likes Will, and she just
she hates
him.
I think she does hate him. Yeah,
she controls him. She's a spiteful woman. I mean, she banged his son's friend.
Yeah,
she's like, if that was the other way around, that would be considered so creepy. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Listen, it's not ideal. It's
not
less than ideal situation.
I also don't like Will Smith, and I'll be honest, I don't really. I don't know why Chris Rock didn't go at them, but that's his business.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, he's Will Smith was one of the most recent high-level converts to Scientology, so you don't really know.
Do you know why they go into Scientology?
I would love
tax
to know.
fraud.
No. Okay. There's multiple layers.
Children, sex.
So if you get if you got in, that is actually a lot. So if you got in trouble, with sex scandal, whatever in Hollywood, they'll bring you into them and they'll cover you. It's like a cover up. It's just a hiding thing. They'll put you through their system and they'll kind of like hide you. They have a ton of money too.
What do you mean hide you? In like favelas in Brazil, you go live as Bruce Banner.
Literally, but they'll try to they'll try to keep you out of the mainstream media, keep you off, keep you till it cools down, and then you come out and like you're all different. Like a lot of them are considered sketch. Like Travolta, there's a lot of stuff that he's supposed to be, a lot of scandals he kind of avoided through them.
Sure.
Or they're all connected. All those groups, like the Roman Catholic, they're all the same type of thing.
Yeah,
it's all the same organization.
Send me some links.
I will. I'm not into Scientology. I'm not.
I didn't think you were.
Yeah,
that's not what I got from that.
They're not. Yeah, just for the people at
home.
So
Mike's a big Scientologist.
When you're a guy like me, they could think you're into something.
Yeah, sure.
It's true. More the Daily Wire, less Scientology.
Give me some other examples of toxic femininity aside from Jada. Jada's the flavor of the day.
I think the fact that they're attacking masculinity, it's a power move. Women want to take men over. I've said this.
Wouldn't toxic femininity in terms of a relation to a man be encouraging toxic masculine behavior like what Will did? You know what I mean? She's like activating him to be this worse version of himself.
What they just do is they have the guys, like they'll have you, usually the relationships are unhealthy.
Yeah.
So they just have the guy manipulated into a rage all the time.
Right.
That's their new thing. Instead of like love, it's like, see how much I can get under his skin, get him aggravated, and then eventually,
see what I can get him to do.
I think it gives them value. They're like, okay, I can have this guy like beat up other men.
I think there's a level of like when you're in a partnership, you're like, how far will you go for me?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. I feel like a good woman, on the other hand,
in a bad way. I mean, in a bad partnership.
I feel like a good woman.
That's what I want in a marriage.
will try to get her man out of that situation.
Yes.
Like, what?
De-escalate.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal, and she, in a bad one, will always do it. And
we'll want to push him in front of the conflict and go. It's like Kevin Hart's joke. It's like, what? It's like, did you hear what he said to us? He's like, us. He said that to you.
Yeah, exactly. I think I hate like they're like defending woman's honor. Like people are all about that. It's like, if that's true, that woman has to have some honor, right? You can't be defending women who have
an honorless
woman. Honor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that it's clear that she doesn't like him because not only does she make him do that, but then like last week, did you see this? She was like, yeah, I really, publicly, I don't think he should have done that. I think that,
well, you could argue, hold on, you could argue that she didn't make him do that.
No,
he did
absolutely
that.
did not
He
make
did,
him.
but-
Yeah.
No, that was what he did, but it was probably that was probably the last thing in a lot of things that had happened.
I think Will Smith of
relationship.
Independence Day fame would never have done that.
I agree. I do think King Richard.
Little,
It's funny. Did you guys see that movie?
It was good.
It was good.
I
And
liked
he
it a lot.
played a guy who can literally take a beating
Yeah.
and not fight back. And then in
Exactly.
real life, he can't even take a joke.
It's so funny.
It's like you're playing a pacifist, but you
Yeah.
can't. I don't know. I was in a bad relationship recently.
Were
that
you?
I got out. Yeah, I was. I had a really loving one. I was with the strippers.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
honey,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
cheating. Right now, I'm cheating.
Yep.
There's women here. It's cheating. And then I got out of that just because it wasn't, the right time and everything in my life. And then I was dating, and then I got into this other one for like 10 months. So it was like 4.5 years, 3 months single, 10 months in like a pretty bad relationship. And
Are you dating someone now?
No, I'm like dating, I'm dating.
Oh,
but
so this
casually.
person because I thought you had a girlfriend, and it's this person, but that is over.
That is over.
Ooh, kaputs, baby.
Kaputs. You
Why?
heard it here
Why
first.
was it a
See you out
bad
of town hall.
relationship?
I don't want to shit talk her that much, but I mean the dynamics of it.
Was she a Jada?
I won't call her a Jada, but I mean we weren't the right match for each other. But I could tell that she wanted to be like, her goal would to be like a power couple, where we both serve each other and we're both each other's, champions, and we'll go to bat for each other and we'll sacrifice things for each other. And I'm like, I don't really like you that much, so I'm not going to be your king who's out there clubbing people if they insult your honor.
That's Mike hates the term king. Kings and queens.
I think it's upsetting.
No, I think it's abused. Like people, like everyone thinks they're a king. It's like it's a basic grasp. You don't understand how a kingdom works, do you? They don't get it, do they?
It's the top of the pyramid.
You've exposed that you should never be a king. If you think there's 50 king, they're like, I'm a king, you're a king. Then nobody's a king, right? It's that thing. All chiefs and no Indians, right? That's how it is.
That's the problem. So who broke up with who?
I broke up with her.
Wow. Did she cry?
I don't know.
I don't know why.
I was at it was over the phone, actually.
Oh my God.
Well, I'll tell
10
you why.
months? You
Because
did
it was
on
at
the
a
phone?
I mean,
It was a text.
Jesus, dude. What?
it was a no
An email? I
an
think
email
email.
subject line only.
Just
Unsubscribe from
Email.
you.
just leave a post-it on her door.
Best Z. Not even my full name.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy you're not a guy who calls yourself Z. I mean,
I don't know. I think it's kind of cool.
Thanks, man. Well, I'm divided now. I don't know what I should do.
You know,
Whose
pick a
favor do I
side.
want to curry?
pick a side.
Pick a side, stupid. I broke up. Yeah, I mean,
How did you do it?
it was over the phone, but
Man,
I was at a
that's
diner and I was, I'm depressed and stuff. So sometimes I have, a few days where I'm just like, I'm feeling bad. But this night I was feeling pretty good, and I'm out with comics and we're having a good time at a diner. And if you're depressed and you're on an upswing, that's pretty precious to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like a true partner, I feel, would want to enable you to have a good time. So me and Charles had my co-producer of the freestyle comedy and co-host of my podcast Overshadowed, about
Another
the siblings
plug,
of
baby.
famous
There we
people.
go.
Plug it in, dig it out. And what was I saying?
You're at the diner.
I'm at the diner. I'm having this nice hang with some comics, and me and Charles had just roasted each other. And at the time, we both had girlfriends. So I had a joke about his girlfriend. He had a joke about mine. She was in Florida at the time, wanted to see the video of the roast to comb through it and make sure that she wasn't dishonored.
Stop.
I'm not kidding.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Now, okay, here's my thing. Is she an honorable woman? And not by modern standards. See, I have no problem with that. If she's an honorable woman, I'll go through it with her, and I'm like, this is bull. But I want to see the
No,
exactly.
because I'd done other jokes about
Like if you've
eating
had- for me,
ass,
like,
and it
if
was
you've had-
about her, and
Oh.
she love that stuff.
I've heard all I need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's my whole thing. Like none of the, and for the ladies at home that listen, like you got to have honor, and you don't have honor.
You don't have honor.
That's like me. I want women to stick up for because I'm 6'5".
It's kind
I'm
of
not 6'5".
Right.
I'm never gonna be 6'5".
right. It's like what you said. If you're saying that you're a king, if you're saying that you have honor, I don't think you do.
And do you even know one of the people don't? I'm gonna have to start asking people about this king thing. Okay, what's one thing you need if you're a king? There's a definition. It's in the definition. You must have a
Royal
standing honor. No, standing army.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you're a king when you don't have a standing army, you're not a king.
So what's that? A minimum 10 boys who got your back?
No, I mean 10,000. I think
10,000 boys.
At least a legion.
Mike's in the market for 10,000 boys.
Absolutely not.
He needs a phalanx of boys if anyone's in the market.
Hey, I'm not running for kingship here, so
If that's true. He's just trying to be an esquire.
That's
I don't know what that is, but
jester,
I'll look
dude.
it up after.
I think it's the only title where you actually don't need anything. You can just apply.
Oh, and that I'm
Esquire?
In. I'm
It's
in,
it's
baby.
the legal term. Esquire. Like I'm an esquire, baby.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I am, dude.
Yeah. So what happened?
course
We
you
were
are.
around.
Dylan Krasinski, Esquire.
Finish the thought. Here.
Oh, so
did you
I
send her the video?
So my friend, and I'm going to redact some names here. My friend had taken the video for me because I was on stage. I needed the phone to read my roast jokes. So my friend had taken the video. My ex at the time was also a recruiter. So she had hired my friend for a temporary position at her company.
Oh,
so my friend had the video, and we're all walking to this diner, and X starts calling me like, "Where is the video?" Like, I'm like, my friend.
Was she like legit upset? Like
so upset.
Like I don't.
So upset. Like
I don't
crying,
care how it did.
crying.
I want to see it.
Crying. Yeah, just like insane behavior. Calling me, being like, "Where is it?" I gave this person a job. This person should be doing everything in their power to get me the video.
Whoa.
Like crazy shit. And so I'm at a diner. I'm like, I can't talk to you. I'm having a good night. I'm happy for the first time in several days. Let me just eat my eggs at this diner with my friends. And hung up, turned my phone off. Then she starts calling my friend at the diner with me because she has their information.
One who has the video.
Dude,
The one who has the video, the one who you should give a job to. Mm-hmm. So then my friend's like, oh my, like really uncomfortable. So then I call my then girlfriend. I'm like, look, I was planning on breaking up with you when you got back. Like, this is not going to work. Like, this is... And she didn't believe it. She was like, oh, dude, it was really bad. It was like, you're so far away right now. You're not even, who are you? Are you drunk? What are you on?
That's what she
said
kept saying.
What are you on? What do you want? Are you drunk? I'm like, I haven't had one fucking drink. I haven't had any of my food because I'm not inside. I'm yelling at you on the street.
Wow.
Over the phone. And she wouldn't believe me. And I was finally like, look, I'm on the apps. And she's like,
wow.
You're on the apps? I guess it's over.
Yeah, she doesn't believe you when you're like, it's over, until you're like, hey, sorry, I just matched with Rebecca.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I guess that's all fine to say.
Wow,
but yeah, bad dynamics. Just bad dynamics. And I wish her the best and good luck and whatever. Yeah. But
that's probably going to be a clip, dude. I'm going to not put the wish her the best part out. I might, but
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it could be.
Wow,
I mean, geez, I hope that doesn't come back to fuck with me. I did block her on everything, but really? I am scared. I'm scared of this person.
Did she reach out to you after, like when she got back? Was that the last communication, or yeah? Let's go into it, baby.
I don't know. I don't want to divulge everything because I truly am actually like. She came to a lot of shows. Like who she is.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's. I don't want to divulge.
Well, you guys met in an interesting way.
Yeah, she DM'd me on Instagram, and that should have been the first red flag.
Yeah.
Because she saw a TikTok I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And DM me.
Got a little parched, a little thirsty.
I think women are so unhappy now in our society because they're not oppressed. That's why. No, I'm serious. Women who are oppressed, nothing is their fault.
I needed a pivot. Let's do it.
Right? When women are oppressed, like it's always the man's fault because she's an oppressed woman. But now they're screwing up on their own, and women do not like to be like, it was me. They always, if I don't know, it's in nature. They would prefer whatever happened to be the man's fault. And now they're kind of doing this independent thing, and it's like, nah, it's all your fault, babe. It's all
Mike,
your fault.
We just got a few female listeners, and we don't need to push them away.
No, I think she is a very independent, successful, intelligent person, and I think that she wanted someone who was also, at that same clip of like life, ambition, and like let's go do stuff. Always trying to, and I'm like, I'm trying to do this one thing, and sell feet pics to get by. So. I'm on a different path.
Did she know about the feet pics?
Yeah, she encourages.
That's what I'm up against. If she disagreed with the feet pics, I'm like, this girl's got something.
No.
Encouraging it, you know what that means?
I felt bad about the financial domination of this poor, literally poor man. And she was like, give me the phone. I'll talk to him.
Oh, that's nothing.
You know what that means? No honor.
Zero honor.
No honor.
Dishonor.
And it's not only women. Let's face it. And men, too. The whole society, that's a big thing of mine. We're lacking honor. There's no honor anymore. I called, you know what felt good over the pandemic? I was maskless the whole time now that it's over, so people know. The whole time. Day one, maskless, on the train.
Unvaxxed, dude. He is unvaxxed and unvaxxed.
Anti-vaxxed, everything. I'm against everything. And I got to call people
we mention this every episode.
Straight up cowards screaming on the train, and it felt great. I was like, you're a total coward. You're a liar. I was like, let's fight. This one guy, I was like, let's fight. You never been to a fight. He's like, oh, yeah. It was like an oh, yeah guy. I'm like, yeah, that's what I said. You're a liar and you're a coward. Get off at the next stop. Wouldn't get off. You know who really loves that? The Latino guys on the way to work.
Yeah.
I don't know which side they're on, but they don't care. They're like, finally, I get to see two of these white guys just go at it.
Duke it out.
Almost fought a woman over COVID.
Not something to brag about.
No, I hands up like this, but she was doing the belly bump and saying as she's bumping me into the wall, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Jesus
and I'm
Christ.
like, you're belly slamming me. You're huge.
Was she pregnant? That could have done some damage.
I'll tell you what, for the story, we'll just say, quote unquote, I was writing graffiti about Dr. Fauci. All right?
Sure.
With a marker. It was not at night, in the day.
Of course.
And this white lady looked like a teacher. That's all I can say. Teacher sees me and just gets irate.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
So I sit down across from her.
Because you're spreading misinformation.
Yeah, and I'm staring at her, and she goes, she just goes, you know what you just did? And I go, what? She goes, you just killed black people. You just killed black people. And my brain, I was like, I knew she was going to say something stupid.
Yeah.
But I was like.
It's pretty good.
I actually got mad. I was like, what are you talking
What
about?
did you write?
Something about harm Fauci. Okay, that's all we'll say. It was debating him.
Who is a white guy?
Yeah. So she said I was killing black people, and I go, what do you mean? And she already had the story. So the story was, this is in COVID, where there is no law where you could loot every day of the week. In the day, I could break into CVS, anyone, black, white, you could just rob everybody.
Yeah.
She goes, what's going to happen is a cop's going to see that. They're going to grab the first black person they see, and they're going to beat him to death.
Jeez,
because of an anti-Fauci
bit of a
thing.
jump.
Big jump.
That's exactly what my husband, who's a cop, would do.
Big jump.
I know Jim, and he's going to crack a skull for this.
I'll tell you.
But yeah, so she got up, got
He's my
aggressive.
king.
Again, I'll be honest, it was worth it just to see the pleasure of these construction working Latinos. Be like, they love it. I don't know if they're rooting for me or they're rooting for both of us to get hurt, but I was like, you know what, good for them. Because they don't believe in the masks, most of them, but they can't not wear the mask because they're not legal.
Well, so they can't be in trouble for anything.
They just don't want to push the limit. They're probably some of the, generally speaking, hardest working, like more honest than the average American.
I was going to say, if you wake up a working Latino on a train, that means something entertaining's happening. They're so tired,
dude,
from working literally days and nights in a row. They're always sleeping.
I've worked on the construction team with them, and the only difference is some of them might be working another job.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I just did 12 hours of manual labor. I'm
grueling
exhausted.
labor.
They're going to a restaurant till like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So
kudos
shout out to those guys. Love you guys.
So kudos to you for getting their eyes open.
Yeah, they love when I argue with them.
Yeah.
It's like the gringo fights.
Do you think that I wonder if that's a subreddit?
That might be the title, Gringo Fights. That's the episode
Gringo
title.
Fights?
Or Cavernous. I haven't decided
Cavernous
yet.
Pits.
Cavernous Pits.
Maybe, Mike, have you ever considered that you're the reason people think the subway's unsafe?
Hey, if it's got to be, it's got to be. I'm down there.
Right.
I'm mixing it up.
I'm active.
Mike tells me stories where he's like, yeah, can you believe this guy? And I'm like, I think you might be the villain of that story. I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, it is what it is at this point.
Like that story about, that lady bumping you, you are the villain to her and her entire, book club.
But he's not the villain of that story.
No.
No, but I will say this body pushing thing is physical. We got to just that is physical. It's like a protest thing they use. They'll just push you up. Once there's contact, that's a physical altercation.
Also, that's a bold move because she doesn't know.
She's bigger than me too.
Dude, you're in her mind. If I saw that, I would be like, that guy's crazy enough to graffiti and write something on the subway. He's crazy enough to hit me in the face.
I don't know what it is, and I'm not pro or against women on this. There is something about them that some of them, they want to be hit. Like that woman wanted me to hit her. I wasn't going to. I had my hands up, and I told the guys around me, I go, I'm not going to hit her.
Well,
but she wanted me to hit her. And that's back to my oppression thing. Like, had I hit her, she's got what she needed. Dude, that victim.
You know what it is, though?
That's more powerful.
You know what it is? It's not a women thing.
Maybe not.
It's
just like
because guys do it too. I've never been hit in the face as an adult.
Absolutely, she definitely has not been hit.
It's people. I think most women probably who are adults have never been punched in the face by another man,
which
or
is
woman,
good.
Which is good. But a lot of guys who have that walk around with that attitude, like I'll never get hit, and you can throw this attitude around. It's because you've never been fucking beat up.
Yeah. You go to Bleecker Street, steal a phone, get tuned up. You're not going to be chest bumping people on the
Exactly.
subway anymore.
Yeah. Were you there for? You might have been there the night.
With the bicycle?
The bike.
Dude.
The guy, homeless guy stole a bike from like the bike guys.
One
you
of
know
the
those
drug
bike
dealers.
guys?
Oh, no.
And I didn't know at first.
That's a high-level boss.
Dude, the beat got he knew how to cover himself, but he was getting a good beat down.
Dude, it was 5 feet away
on
from
the floor,
us.
on the ground.
Into the pit of like the those like wooden structures just getting like jammed up.
It was right in front of the pair. Dude, he
Yeah.
walked.
That's what they're for, to cover up beatdowns.
Dude, exactly. What happened was
It's not outdoor dining.
me and Kerrigan are standing there. We're talking to some other comics, and this guy walks by us, and I did a double take because he has one of those like silver skull masks on the top of his head.
Shit.
Not Halloween.
Don't
And I
mess
was
with
like,
those guys.
that's a problem. That's a problem. And he's pushing his bike, and I did a double take, and I literally lean over to Kerrigan, and I'm like, oh, this guy, look at this fucking, he's definitely going to, that's trouble. And before I even say that, dude.
Whitest thing you could, that's trouble.
Well, it was this.
Trouble's coming.
I will say, he's an old white guy. I will say that. He was like an old, like,
the silver,
with the mask.
Silver Surfer?
Yeah, he was probably like 35-year-old white guy, like real haggard, though, you know?
Is this the owner of the bike? Or
No.
he's the
this is
stealer
the
of the
thief.
bike.
This is with the mask and the thief. Then, before I could even say that to Kerrigan and point this mask guy out, dude, 2-3 guys come running. They like brushed by us and they drop kick this guy, knock him to the ground, and then they just start stomping his head.
Damn.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's 3 feet away from us. And like people are like, what the fuck's happening? And then they were like, you just hear them. They're like, yeah, never steal my bike again, motherfucker. Wow. And they roll the bike away. And this guy was just like unconscious. Yeah. And I was like, New York City, baby.
He's dead. You just go to his corpse. You put the mask on.
Dude, it was like,
just carry him out.
Yeah, man.
That's why he has the mask, to hide the shame.
Dude, if you're wearing a fucking Halloween mask in January, that's trouble.
I saw a guy in the subway. This was insane. He was playing a live version of Don't Stop Believing, looking into a reflective pane of glass. It wasn't a mirror. He was like in the subway, and he had a Halloween clown mask, like an It mask on. He had a huge plastic, like Hercules brown chest plate, and then he had an extra, like a spare mask hanging behind his neck, like a sombrero.
Yeah,
there was like, not
this
in
guy
use.
huge.
He's huge.
I know him.
Yeah, and he had a speaker
he's
next
from
to him.
Times Square.
That's scary. Dude.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he's from Ridgewood.
No.
You guys get coffee.
He lifts weights in the mirror
huge.
at Times Square and usually bumps gangster rap. When the first time I seen it, it's so unnerving.
It's so
but he's well known now. People don't.
Does he wear because there's a like a professional bodybuilder. His name's Kai something. I forgot his last name. He's a big black
prison guy?
He's a big no. He's like a legit, like he's come in second place in like the world's strongest man. What's the one that Arnold Schwarzenegger won?
Universe?
Yeah, Mr. Universe.
Yeah.
He's come in second like consistently, and his name's Kai something, Kai.
I think he was
he
in
models in Times Square. He's got long like hair, long dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And I doubt it's the same guy.
No. This guy wears a Jason
he'll model
mask.
in the city.
A lot of the times, a Jason mask, and he's scary and he's menacing on purpose, but he doesn't bother anyone. Just lifts weights in the.
I think
mirror.
that
it is off-putting though.
Yeah,
you're on.
It off-puts me that not enough people are also off-put. I'm like, this is now. Is this normal?
Yeah, it's acceptable.
Kids running up to him, putting $1 in his shoe.
Like, I don't have a mask on. They're like, call the cops. While this guy's like just like manhandling weights.
Dude, there should be a law that if it's summer, you're not allowed to wear a full face like mask. Like, have you seen that? I've seen last summer these guys, they wear like a full face
like a ski mask.
Like a ski mask, like a bank robbery mask.
Yeah.
And it's like 70 degrees and I'm like, "All right, dude. That's
I've been seeing
pure
those
intimidation."
Recently, and they're like, "Oh, it's like but the mouth's cut out. Like it's not even pretending to be a COVID.
It's a little sexy.
It's pure intimidation.
Sexual. I see the guys with the eyes and the mouth, and I'm like, what are you doing?
It's like I'm sweating in a t-shirt.
I'm going to a bathroom with a hole cut in the side, and I'm about to have 20 minutes of fun.
It's 20 minutes. That's a long time to have fun with a
well,
glory hole. I mean, wow.
These guys dress to impress.
All right. We're in an hour, which we usually do about an hour. But how are you feeling? Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Any other stories you got? Oh, you wrote some. Dude, you prepared.
I prepared some stuff. I have a
first
podcast.
Person who I get it, dude. You prepared more than
while
us.
we're looking, what's your podcast about?
My podcast is called Overshadowed, and it's about the siblings of famous people. So we recently covered Bartholomew Columbus, who was Christopher Columbus's brother, who's kind of a fuck up.
Really?
They both went to go get funding from different kingdoms. Like they split up to save time. Chris went straight to Spain. he rallied up the Catholics, got the funding and the ships he needed. Bartholomew went to England, and on the way there to get funding from Henry, was attacked and captured by pirates. So he showed up to the meeting to get ships late, and he was like, "This is so funny. One of my ships was taken on the way here," and they were like, "I'm out.
We're not gonna.
I'm out on this."
And have you ever covered Jackie Robinson's brother?
No, I mean everyone always asks. They're like, "Have you done this? Have you done this?" We have not.
Jackie Robinson's brother.
Number 41.
Yeah, exactly. He was he was a sprinter. And
cool.
He in the Olympics, the Hitler Olympics in Germany, whatever those were.
Yeah, the Hitlympics.
He broke the world record for like the sprint, all like the running stuff.
Yeah.
Broke the world record, and then came in second behind Jesse Owens.
Wow.
Demolished the world record, should have been incredibly famous, but came in second behind Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens goes on to be one of the most famous, runners, Olympians in the world. And he works as a janitor at a middle school.
What the fuck?
And then to make it worse, his brother was Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, truly overshadowed.
Yeah.
So you're saying Jesse Owens also beat the world record?
Yes, yeah. So that was the thing, is they paint this guy, because it's it was in they talk about it in the movie Molly's Game. That's where I saw it.
Well, we could cover him.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
It's a fun podcast. Check it out.
Give
Overshadowed.
it a listen, baby.
Give it a listen.
You got a show, right? You got a show you run?
Oh, and I run a show every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday at the Bowery Electric, and Friday at LIC Tonsorial Barbershop. It's under the barbershop. It's a cool little basement speakeasy.
Yeah.
BYOB show. I mean, I guess I have a one more thing if you guys wanted to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I have two things. One of them, and let's just do one of them.
I'm intrigued.
Well, okay. One is just like a story from in college when I did parkour for a little, but
all right,
it's pretty upsetting.
You
ever venture into parkour?
With my body type, yes, for sure.
I'm the
lots
heel.
of handstands, lots of pull-ups. I get it.
I'm the enemy.
I did parkour the way that they did parkour on The Office.
I
just spinning in computer chairs, pretty much.
No, I got hazed. I got hazed in this parkour club. I was trying to meet friends.
Dude, that's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know. I was trying to meet friends, and I was a computer science major in college, and so all these kids, they were like, "What are you doing after CS 102?" And they're like, "Well, we're going to jump off some buildings.
No way.
If you want to join." I'm not kidding. And I don't know. I wanted to meet people. I saw American Ninja Warrior. I'm like, those look like a good group of guys. I want those guys at my wedding doing pull-ups.
Yeah,
carrying my casket,
all shirtless
at the end of my life. So I was really hurting myself a lot. I went to the hospital twice. My parents were really pissed. They were like, "Are you depressed? You trying to kill yourself?" Like they thought I was just really bad at killing myself. I separated my shoulder. I got stitches in my knee.
Damn.
And then I did get hazed. We weren't like a proper club because in order to be recognized as a club, you needed to have the university's approval.
Yeah, and be a legitimate activity.
Well, it's not illegitimate, but for insurance purposes, you can't. It's like not calling something a genocide, so that you don't have to do anything about it.
I got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like, you're a group of people. You're not a club.
It's not a genocide. It's just things are happening.
So it's an unregulated group of aspiring urban aerialists, and we're all pretty bad. Like one of the guys was like a black belt or something, and he could do backflips and shit. But the rest of us are just computer science nerds who want to be ninjas. We saw Naruto. We're like, that's me.
Oh my!
I want to run with both my arms behind me, super fast. And we did get hazed because the president of the club was this like 4 foot. Sorry, he was like a 5'4" jacked karate guy who could do backflips. And this was when I went to Boston College, and he made us take the last train into the city, which was like at midnight.
Yeah.
And then not telling us what to do. We're on the train. He's like, you can't talk, you can't smile. Just like real fraternity level type of things. And then he made us, once we got out at like government center. Sorry. He's like, you need to get on all fours and walk backwards up the stairs up government. So we're like, Jesus, what the fuck is this guy going to do to us? And then we got to the top, it's midnight. And he's like, all right, guys, we're just kidding. We're just going to go throughout the city all night and do parkour at cool spots. And so this guy had us pull an all-nighter doing parkour throughout the city. We walked like 8 miles. It was horrendous. I actually left like before they were done. We're walking around the city. It's just us and homeless people. We're going to like 7-Elevens to refuel. There's like crazy people fighting in the 7-Eleven. I'm like, this is not fun. It was supposed to be a bonding experience. One
Yeah.
kid had a midterm the next day. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
You're so stupid. So I
Gotta
left
quit the
early.
club.
I called a Lyft, and everyone was trying to encourage me to stay and hang out, and we're going to go get sunrise brunch at this diner. And I was like, I'm out.
And that was the last time you parkoured?
That was the last time I parkoured. I never went back to the club. I never talked to them.
Wow.
Because I love sleep. And the fact that they were keeping me out all night to like do jumping jacks at various locations throughout Boston was pretty shitty.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
No.
So did you ever see those guys again? Just ignore them?
Some of them are we're friends on Facebook. And like, I don't know, I wrote some article about doing parkour and getting hazed and whatever. And like some of them reshared it. Because like we weren't supposed to talk about the club.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Breaking all the bonds of brotherhood.
It was stupid. This other thing I had, I recorded my roommates talking shit about me once.
Really?
Yeah. You ever done that? You ever had the urge to wiretap one of your
One time.
roommates? You ever done it?
Yeah, this lady I was living with was a psychotic, and I just wanted to get on tape for legal reasons, and I did.
Good. What did she say?
Well, she was going at another roommate. I came in that night, and she goes, she actually said this. She goes, "You're off the hook." So she had another guy, and she was going at him, and it turned out they had a past. I didn't know her.
Okay.
And I got the whole thing. One of the funniest things she ever accused me of was one night, she's totally psychotic. She asked me where I was on 9/11. She goes, "Oh, yeah, by the way," after the fight had ended, I was walking around. She goes, "Oh, Mike, by the way, where were you on 9/11? And I gave her some mysterious. I was like, "Yeah, wouldn't you like to know where I was? I was around.
I was in an air traffic control tower.
Yeah, accusing you of
Holding
planning.
the door shut.
I mean, that's a lot. I felt good about that. I'm like, I could pull 9/11 off? All right.
Yeah. She thought you were very powerful.
Yeah, I'm not.
What did you catch those guys saying, Zach?
Oh, dude, this was nuts. I mean, so I was living,
why did you even record
So after I broke up with my 4.5-year, lady who's
Lady
very
friend?
nice.
She broke up with you or you broke up with her?
I broke up with her, but we kind of,
Okay.
ended things. But so we lived together.
Got it.
So I needed to live in a new place. So I moved into this place in Crown Heights with random people, and they were retail gays. I just didn't share a lot in common with these guys. It was two gay guys who were nice, but they worked in fashion, and this woman who worked in fashion, and they're very superficial. Just like we're not really aligning on what we care about, right? So I tried to talk to them, tried making jokes, having a good time, hanging out. Never worked. Kind of forfeited a relationship with these people. You live with people and you just realize these are just going to be bodies.
Yeah.
These are not going to be people I say good. I would say good morning to him, and then we would live the rest of the day in silence. Me and this other kid who worked from home.
Fun.
And he would set up his work from home shit in the kitchen.
That's very annoying.
Very
I don't
rude.
like that. Like, if you have a common space, you can use it, but like, don't fucking live your life there. If you're working your.
He didn't have a desk in his room.
Sit on your bed then. That's your fault.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, my brother came to visit, and we went for a walk, and I had a feeling, I had an urge that they were going to talk shit about me and like compare me to my brother when we left.
Oh, that's so funny.
And so I'm like, let's go for a walk in Prospect Park. It's snowing. It'll be fun. It'll be nice. I'll leave my phone here upstairs because there was a spiral staircase, so you could hear everything downstairs in the common room. So I'm going to leave my phone here, do a little clandestine podcast. And
Oh my God.
So we went for a walk, and I told my brother, I'm like, I want you to know I did leave my phone recording. So we're going to investigate the tapes upon our return. And when we returned, I mean, it's crazy to do that. It's a crazy thing to do.
It is a psychotic move.
Whenever I tell
this
people,
is a George Costanza.
This is a lunatic move.
I love it.
It is. No, I mean, this could be a Seinfeld episode because I checked the tapes, and I didn't even have to scroll. The minute the door closes, literally the minute it closes, they start going like, I like Corey better. I wish he was visiting from London. He's like, is there a way we can get Zach on the plane and have Corey stay here? They're saying like insane things, like crazy, so crystal clear their voices.
It's almost like they found the phone and they were just talking into
it. They're trying to get me out of this apartment.
Oh my! Do you ever confront them?
No, I never confronted them. I have been, saying it on podcasts a few times just to kind of hopefully they'll get.
I'll make this a clip. Don't worry.
And please do.
It's a good clip.
We can send it. Yeah, that is a funny one.
Yeah, I mean, it was truly vindicating. And when I was listening to it, I was so angry, but I was also I felt so right.
Yeah, because you're like, they don't like me, so now I don't have to pretend to like them.
Dude, no. I did pretend to like them because I wanted them to feel bad. I wanted to kill them with kindness. Dude, I started wishing them. I'm like, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great holiday season. Like, best wishes and prayers to you and yours. I was sending them cards. I wanted them to feel so bad that they didn't like me.
That's so funny, dude. That's really good.
And they were very gossipy and like reality show people. So like anything that my brother said, my brother came to visit. I was working. Yeah. So my brother's just like trying to make himself useful, kind of be busy. He's like organizing some of my shit in the kitchen. My roommates are talking to him. Yeah. They're like, so what do you know, what's up? How's life? How is your relationship with your brother? And he's like, yeah, you know, my Christmas present is just to kind of help Zach get his shit together. Which is a joke. It's just a joke. Yeah, it's just a silly joke. And then in the tape, I'm reviewing the tape, they take that shit so far. They're like, and he said that he's here to help get his life together? Like, his brother is unhinged. This guy is out of control. He doesn't have his shit together. That's why his brother's here. This is probably an intervention. You know, they're going nuts.
He's probably on drugs.
Yeah. So it was like 9 minutes of them shitting on me in a very catty way.
That's so funny.
I'm fuming.
That's a quick walk. 9 minutes.
No. I was recording. It was recording for an hour.
Jeez.
But I have the tapes.
That's so funny. I mean, you got to play them.
I could maybe find a little soundbite and then send it to you.
I'll put it at the end of the pod. Yeah. After plugs, I'll just plug it in. Like, okay, I'm gonna plug. If he sends the tapes, it will be plugged in right here. Okay, and we're back, and that's where they're getting plugged, baby. If you heard it, wow, that's great, hilarious stuff. But if not, you know, it'll remain a mystery.
He has a right to his privacy. Whenever I tell someone that I recorded them, they're always like, are you recording me?
I'm pretty sure that might be illegal.
They tell me, they're like, this story reflects poorly on you.
Yeah.
That's what they tell me. And then I hear my roommates talking shit, and I go, who's the bad guy now? Who's the real victim?
Yeah.
Victims.
It's you, Michael.
Yeah.
It's me.
I'm not a victim. I'm an anti-victim.
I'm not sure if that's... I'm actually not sure if that's wiretapping because there's probably a gray area because you can't use it
in court.
You're putting it in your room, so it's recording in your own home.
I don't
it's
think
not
it's
like
illegal,
you left it.
but you can't use that in court.
There are certain things you can't record people without their consent and their permission.
I think the cop that took Mike in for smoking weed is waiting outside the door.
Yeah, actually,
take me in.
He's probably retired by now or quit after the rioting. You know what I mean? Right. He's like, I'm out of here.
Right.
Or suspended, more likely, to be honest.
He probably joined them. He's probably joining the riots.
He probably just saw you as a guy that he could finally take down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's probably gotten beaten up by so many would-be criminals.
Nah, I don't know. They put me in. There was 2 crack guys. It was whack.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
That's all I got, though, really.
All right.
That's all I got.
That was good. That was fun. You feel good?
I feel good, yeah. You guys?
Michael, how do you feel?
I feel great. Just give him, we give our Insta. So Mike T. Kerrigan at Instagram.
Oh, Zach Russell comedy.
Mike's real bad at his plugs. I was waiting for a couple weeks ago. He goes Instagram.com, so I was really I was waiting for that.
I think I gave him my Gmail.
Yeah, dude. Last week he goes Mike T. Kerrigan at gmail.com.
Which it is.
Yeah, Mike T. Kerrigan on Instagram
for bookings.
Give them all the places they can find you live and on the interwebs.
Yeah, where are you at?
Zach Russell Comedy on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Follow my podcast, Overshadowed. We release new episodes, whenever we can. Coming to my show, Freestyle Comedy. And that's about it. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Thank you. At Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. See Our Town Halls out every Wednesday, new episodes. So give it a listen. The clips are all over. And Old Man Hustle Lower East Side shows Wednesday to Saturday. 2 shows every night. Come on out, baby.
Be safe.
Be safe.
All right.
We'll see you next week, baby. Good night.